I think we've done a lot of progress. I mean, if you really go to the team right now and see how different everything is working, it's pretty amazing. We haven't had the results we want to have, but I think there's been a lot of really good changes, and we've been putting people in the right place. Putting somebody in the right place doesn't mean overnight you're gonna run better. You want to run better overnight, but things gotta change. You know what I mean? Everybody's gotta adapt, and I think it's a process, but. I mean, I really feel that we made a lot of gains on the car. We made a lot of gains on how all the engineering department is working, and we're definitely making progress, I think.
The thing that we had in 2010 that we didn't have last year and that we are having again this year is that at some point in each of the races, one of our cars is very fast. At some point, whether it's at the beginning, the middle, or the end, we're not able to put the whole thing together, but one of our cars has been really quick just about everywhere we've been this year, more so I think in the last 6 or 8 weeks. And so we seem to have the speed. We just have to put it all together. But most importantly is, like Juan said, the teams are working really well together. The way the team is structured with personnel in the engineering department and the crew chiefs, it's so much better than it was last year. And it's hard for you guys to see that when you write your stories, but when you're on the inside, it's a completely different environment than what it was a year ago, and it's all for the better. And Chip is still out hiring people and looking for more engineers and more people to make it better than what it is right now. And I think that for us, my guess is that somewhere around the last 10 races is when you're going to see a lot of the progress. It takes time, and there's different suspensions, different setups, different simulations every week, and sometimes they don't always work. But it's kind of testing and trying to get things better, and it's a big difference from where it was a year ago.
Yeah, it's really changed a lot through the last few years. I think a couple things that really changed it. When I started road course racing, doing this stuff, however long ago it was, there was always this road course etiquette. You'd only pass in certain zones, and when people got alongside you and passing that zone, you usually just drop back and fall in line and go on, and you'd really race the racetrack the whole entire race, and you'd race your fuel mileage and your tires and try to be in position. And since the two wide restarts and since this car, that has really changed. I think almost all the etiquette is out the window. You run side by side in places that you were told you couldn't run side by side in before, and it's really changed a lot. So I think the two wide restarts has really thrown almost all that out the window. Everybody's all bunched up, and you can't really get away for one car in them restarts because you might lose 8 or 10 spots before you know it. So I think those two things have probably changed it the most. And I think this has really turned into the most kind of no-holds-barred, crazy, people running into each other race, probably more so than even any of the short tracks we go to now.
It's been a good week. Just did a little bit of media Tuesday, and otherwise it's been pretty typical. The team's excited about our win to finally get that out of the way, and real happy with how the season's going. Looking forward to the rest of the summer before the chase, just learn all we can learn and put ourselves in the best position we can during the chase to compete. And that's about it. Looking forward to the race this weekend. I enjoy coming here. I haven't got the best track record at this track, but it's still a fun place. And this is perfect weather, so for racing anyways. But, hopefully, we don't get any rain showers or anything. We can get on the track and see what we got.
You can't say, we're road racing, Mark's going to win. I mean, that's not fair to anyone on our team, especially me. So, this is not a guarantee here, and this track doesn't owe me anything. I'm going to have to go out there and earn a win if I'm good enough on the day. So all I can do is my best, and I'm really proud of how my Stanley team and Richard Petty has rallied around me, given me the tools I need to keep improving on the racetrack, and you see the form is really swinging for us. And we're looking to get out of here with a really strong day. We need a top 5 to kickstart, the end of the start of the run to the end, if you like, and we're looking for that. So, I'm not looking here to win or else. I'm looking here to continue the trend that we've had over the last few months.
Yeah, all that comes into play. I mean, obviously passing is there's a couple spots where you need to be, And as the driver on defense, you know that going into that zone. So if you feel like you made a mistake coming into that passing zone, you tend to block, and the guy behind you is planning on passing, and that's usually where there's a conflict of interest going into the next corner. So, but the restarts, the double file restarts are, that took it to a whole new level when we started that, and especially here because it's so narrow, and most of the corners, you want to be in one particular spot, and that forces you to have to push and shove your way back into line.
This year I feel like we've come with a much better package. We really struggled here last year in practice and in the race as far as handling goes. And today I was really pleased with the car right from the beginning. I felt like the car was doing a lot of the things that you need to put a good lap together and have a good race car. And so we mainly worked on race setups the first half to even 3/4 of practice, and then we put it into qualifying trim and made 2 qualifying runs. The first one I didn't feel like I really put a very good lap together, but that last one was a good lap and hit my marks and put a really strong lap up. So hopefully we can back that up.
Well, some of the things I learned from that year are some of the corners that I was good. And usually you're not going to be good at every corner here, and there's certain ones that you want to really work on, and so you can protect and so you can take advantage and things like that. And so I've just always worked off of what I learned that year and where my car was fast and why it was better than Tony Stewart there at the end, and we were able to hold him off, and we were like that the whole race, so just trying to get that feeling back, which is tough, but that's what we'll work on tomorrow in practice. And then you just have to have the right strategy and be on the same page with your crew chief and kind of how you're going to work that strategy throughout the race, because everybody goes into a race with a certain strategy, and then depending on your car you may change it to another one, because it's if you want an extra pit stop to do some things, or if maybe you're good with a 2-stop strategy and stuff, so when that is that you pit.
Well, we went testing a little bit. Marcus Ambrose has been helping our team, him and his crew chief Todd, and we're working hard on trying to make sure we pick the right setup. We get a good qualifying run. We want to make we want to get our first road course win in the Cup Series together, Bob and I. That's what we want to do this weekend. And we feel like we've been fast at these road courses. We sit on the pole once at Watkins Glen. We've had some good runs, but we're just trying to have a good, solid weekend. And practice went pretty well. We've got Aflac on board, which is great. They've been a great partner. They've got a lot of folks out here this weekend. We got a lot of people out here visiting and enjoying the area. It's a lot of fun to come here, and hopefully we just get a good qualifying run.
I think that I do pretty well or pretty decent on a road course. The whole thing that we were just talking about, so restarts, how's that going to play into, whether you got your fender beat in or you stay on the racetrack as far as those restarts goes. But I think we've got good cars and pretty good strategy, and our we did a lot of brake testing. Our brakes seem to be really good. I feel like I can come out of here with a top 5 fairly easily. That being said, you can get off the racetrack, something can happen too. So as long as we don't run out of gas and keep on the course, I think we'll come out of here with a decent finish.
He's leading the points as far as the Hendrick guys are concerned. So rivalry is great, especially within a race team and in a shop. And I think even Jeff and I, when things got maybe a little bit more than they should have, it was still good for the company. I mean, we're still making our cars better, but we all need to climb in our race car, thinking that we're the best, believing it, and then going out there and backing it up. And Junior's been highest in points all year long, got his win, and we're all 4 cars are in great shape, and we all want to be that guy. I'm happy that he has that attitude, and I certainly want to beat him and show him that I'm the guy. So now it's time to go racing.
I mean, I know we ended up second, but I was very pleased with the lap. I knew that Marcus put down one heck of a lap, and that was going to be tough to beat. So, I wasn't going to allow myself to be reeled in too much to try to get so aggressive to shoot for the pole to where we ruined, a good, solid qualifying effort. So I tried to attack the areas that I felt the car had it in it and showed that in practice. And the car stuck, and other areas where I felt like, if I attacked, I could go over the edge. I was making sure that I didn't do that. So it was a very solid lap. Best lap I've had here in a number of years, and very pleased.
Winning this week was not as unexpected, I guess, as what last week was. Okay, but I tried to tell him, being he running that fast last week, I didn't want to put any pressure on him when he did come out here. But he come through good. Everything went good. Okay, anytime you sit on pole, even if you have a bad lap, But the big deal now is you're getting ready for the race. I think we won the race here, or Richard Petty Motorsports did a couple, 3 years ago. And so some of the guys know how to win here also. And we've got a driver we think could, give one of them away out here, so it's time he got one back for us.
I beat myself up here in 2010. It was nothing to do with the car or the track. It was me. So, I've got to really make amends for that if I can. And with experience comes knowledge, and I know what not to do on the last restart, and we'll go from there. But I'm excited to be given the opportunity to drive for Richard Petty Motorsports and to be the Stanley driver here this weekend, and we've got as good a chance as anyone to win the race, and that's all you can ask. I make my own sounds. I knew walking into this racetrack with all the effort that's gone into this car and our team that we had an opportunity to get the pole today. And, it doesn't take the engine starting up. It's the hum of movement, I guess, if you want to put it into sounds. It's just watching my team do their job. And, there's no guarantee of success. We know that coming into today. We had to do our job well, and we had to work hard to get this pole, but we had the opportunity, and I knew that walking in. So, it's great. These days are great to have, and they don't come around often enough to have good days like this.